Hello, and welcome to another episode of Barlow's TV. I'm Stephen Barlow here in the greenhouse today to talk to you about seed starting. So it is now the beginning of February, and we're starting to think about the plants we're going to grow in our vegetable garden. So we have our cool season vegetables and our warm season vegetables. You really want to start thinking about seeding your cool season vegetables now. Those things are certain things like your lettuce, spinach, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. Those things, if you're going to want to start the seeds yourself and not get starter plants, you're going to want to start thinking about seeding them now. We do have this great seed starting guide, which we'll put up on our website, and you guys can get it. It just shows you what the plants and when you want to start seeding them. Like you have the months up here and the different plants here, and when you're going to want to start seeding them. So we're right here in February, so we definitely have some of our plants that we're going to think about seeding. So I'll do some other videos as we get through the season, but I just want to show you a quick guide on how to start your lettuce and your other things like that inside before you go ahead and plant them outside. Because we are actually going to be planting our lettuce outside in about another 3 to 4 weeks. Believe it or not, spring is right around the corner. So what the most important thing is your foundation of your plant that your plant's going to grow in is a really good mix. This is just an organic seed starting mix. You can see it has a lot of perlite in there. It's got some nice peat in there, and it also has some bark, which helps hold the moisture. So you want to start your seeds in not in like a larger pot. This is actually maybe even a little bit on the larger size. You want to start them in a smaller size container so they're not so they don't get lost in there. So this is about the right size here, maybe even a little bit smaller. And you're going to fill them up with this nice light soil mix. You do not want to push it down. If you press down on it, then you're going to push all the air out of the soil, and the seed will not germinate, and the roots will not grow. So you just want to keep it nice and fluffy in there. So you're going to fill them all up, and then what you're going to want to do is you're going to wet this soil. You want to make sure I've already watered this in. You want to make sure that this is nice and wet till the water is almost coming out the bottom. So I'm going to move these guys out of the way. So see how nice and moist this is? That's really, really important, because if you put a seed on top of a dry soil, what is going to happen is the moisture inside the seed is going to get sucked in the soil, and the seed is going to shrink, and then it will not germinate. So it's very important to have consistent moisture when seeding, whether you're seeding vegetable seeds or any type of seed. You want to have a good consistent moisture. So this is right where we're at with that. So we have I just have a couple lettuce seeds here. I'm going to show you how to seed. Most of your early cool season vegetables have very, very tiny seeds. They're not like your melons, which have much larger seeds, or your cucumbers. We have lettuce. This is a type of lettuce right here. And you're going to look here. It is extremely tiny seed here. See? It's almost maybe, I don't know, about 1/8 of an inch. So what I'm going to do is most seeds, they have a germination percentage. If you look on the packet, it'll say the percentage of germination. So if you have an 85%, that means 85 out of 100 seeds are going to germinate. So what I like to do is I like to put 2 to 3 seeds in each one of my cells. So this way, I know I'm definitely going to get germination inside of that cell, which I mean the cell is this area right here. So I'm going to put 2 or 3 in there, sometimes even 4 in each one. And after that, some of the seeds like to be covered, some don't. I like to give these lettuce seeds, you can always read in the package if it wants to be covered. Lettuce, for instance, it does like a little bit of covering. So what I will do is I will take a little bit, and you don't want to bury the seed, okay? The seed, the general rule of covering is the same thickness of the seed as the amount of covering you want to put on. So I'm just going to put a little bit of covering on there to keep the seed where it needs to be. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and water that in again, just to make sure that the seed has enough moisture to germinate. Now, you're not going to water these every single day. I probably will not water these again until they germinate, and I'm going to keep an eye on them to make sure that once the soil does dry, I will start to water it. But these seeds should start to germinate in around 3 to 4 days. You can look on the package for the different types of seed to see when they say germination is. So when you see that word germination, that means when you start to see the first set of leaves come off of that plant, which are the cotyledons. And if I do, so let's say all 4 of those germinate in there, I'm going to thin them out, and I'll show that in another video when we go through the series later on in the season, how we're going to pick the strongest one and let that one survive in that cell. So that's just a little tidbit on starting your seeds inside. You can take this for any seeds you want to start pretty much inside. But today we talked about your cool season vegetables. Thanks so much for watching this episode. Have a great day.